joining me is managing partner Susanna Oladaniels and co Olainka Oladaniels. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. Now you can see those that were able to make it back to Nigeria, but from the report we got some are still detained because they had improper documentation and some other issues that has to do with immigration. But let's begin with those that have returned. You could hear the story of one. He said he left everything behind and had to return. Let's get your reaction first of all.
Well, first of all, we'll say it's a welcome development. At least it's good to be home and to come in, enjoy the peace rather than staying back there and the next morning you don't know what will happen to you, because of the xenophobic attacks here and there in South Africa. Well, but my fear is what is the program we have for these people? What are the things set up for these people coming in? Okay, are we just bringing them back to Nigeria and the next thing they go to their various states or the various locations?
So would it have been better if he stayed back?
No, I'm not saying he's better. I'm only going further to ask that what are the arrangements for these people?
The government has said that they are going to make them part of the social programs that the government, has put in place.
Government has not said they're doing, all the government has said so far is, okay, if you're willing to come back, we'll bring you in. Then what then happens when they get into the country is less of the government's, because that's the reason why we have different organizations, and I'm sure those organizations
there are NGOs who are ready
to
train them.
To train and to
But
help.
the government has said, according to a report, which was, I think, on Monday or Tuesday, said that they are going to make them part of a social program.
Well, if what they said, they're going to abide by it and go by it, it's a welcome development, and we'll say we appreciate it, at least because these people already, the trauma and all that, and most of the things they've lost, then coming back here, if they are able to put them on their feet and they're able to lay their hands on something and they're doing something, I don't think anyone would just want to go and sojourn if anywhere he's going is not bearable for him, is not habitable for him. I'm sure he would prefer to stay in his country if everything is fine with him in his country. And if government is looking at putting them up in social programs, I think it's a welcome development and we should give kudos for that.
All right. We'll leave it here at this point. Olainka Daniels, thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you.
Still ahead on TVC Breakfast, Nigeria proposes 4.7 trillion naira as recurrent expenditure in the 2020 budget. One question that Mike and I were rubbing minds on was, do they have to really depend on the government for some sort of sustenance, so to speak?
Yeah, don't forget that I'm sure you heard what some of them said. They left everything to be here in Nigeria. Now, where will they start from? Some of them that don't even have anything now here, now they are home. Where will they start from? How will they go about it to even get themselves, as in acclimatize themselves into the system? But somebody has to come to their aid first. This is not forever. What government is doing now is not going to take forever. It's just to make sure that these people can find their ways, they can do their businesses free of fear or whatever in their own country, because that is what some of them were doing before they came here. Now, if you just, this is a system, some of them maybe 10, 20 years, they've not been here, and they are coming into such system, they may not be able to get their feet without some aids, without some help from maybe different organizations, NGOs, and government and all that. And really, this is where the social responsibility of some of our organizations also should come in to say, okay, we have a challenge now. How do we fix it? Because we should not leave it to the government alone, because the truth is the government can't fix this alone.
All right.
But
we have seen, sorry for interrupting you, but the point there is we've seen that those who return from Libya, the Libya returnees, that has been a phenomenon over the while. There hasn't been so much positive report as to how they have been integrated, how they found their feet and how they're moving on. And this comes in now. What's the hope that they can be reintegrated, they can be set on the footing of their own and adequately too?
And if you remember very vividly, when the Libya people came in, the Nigerians from Libya, when they came in, the first thing the government did was to fix them, to make sure that they gained their ground. Then, don't forget, some days later, every other person, they were dispersed to their different states. And to start from there, probably the government in each state should absorb.
Edo State and Delta State were very good in the forefront of that.
And well, so far, I'm sure we've not heard them coming to say, oh, we are not picking up. And like I said, this is a long time. So some of them may not just start. It may take time. Now, for these ones coming, you see, this is where I think the government as a whole need to do beyond just saying, okay, we are bringing our people back home. Don't forget that it is the responsibility of the government also to protect lives and property. This is Nigerian citizens. So what they have done is the first step. Right. Now, bringing them in to see that they can get their feet is another one. Like I said, it's not just going to be the job of the government. But then I think if we are serious and our government is doing the appropriate thing, because even the people that are in the country as we speak, even are finding it difficult to find their feet.
Exactly.
Then
this
we're now
coming
bringing
in,
in people into the country. So how do we manage this? That means there's a lot of work from the government.
All right. Thank you very much, Olayinka Oladaniels, for your insight into this.